What up, ducklings and dice goblins? Today, we'll be making a city for your D&D world after the example of a video that I saw by my friend the DM Smith, go subscribe to him by the way, and see if his method of the lock and key system would help our city feel realistic. While I am doing this, he's reviewing my video where I build a favor system, which you can watch on his channel. So let's jump right in! Okay, so first he talks about the problem with big megacities. They're iconic and really cool, but they can feel overwhelming extremely fast, which of course is a big problem when you've got an entire campaign set on that city. So the DM Smith first generates a city map to make this whole thing work. He does that on Waterbow, I've got the link in the description, and then he talks about the important locations of a city. He has a couple that he thinks are specifically very important, and I would totally agree here. He has the tavern or an inn. That can be one of both. He has a market or a general goods store, but he prefers the market. Then he has a church, a town hall, or a throne room. And then he states that you should maybe add a building that is specific to one of your players, like a guild merchant's building for your guild merchant guy. Alrighty, but let's mark these things down on the map now. Tavern, boom, market right there, church here, and we've got a town hall right there. And now my special building, or rather say place. I want the docks to be a prominent figure, so I will mark this on the map so the players know that this is something important. Later I can hook the docks into the story, but you'll see that in a second. The city doesn't look too different from anything else we've done before, so how does the DM Smith make his city cool? He's got a system called the lock and key method. What does this do? Let's look at it. So the lock and key are not literal lock and keys, but they're story locks and keys. The lock is something that is blocked for the players. For example, the local druid doesn't want to let them in their big old tree hideout, but why? And this is where the keys are important. They unlock the story that is locked behind the locks. So for this instant, maybe the druid just needs to be convinced with a big bag of herbs that these are friendly people. Anything to unlock the lock. What I get from the video of the DM Smith is that these keys have to be hidden of some sort. In the video he says that they could use a bribe and describes that as the example for a key, but I think it makes it more interesting if you have to look for something. In the video, he now says that we have to add two things. Number one, characters, and number two, world building. The characters will come to later, but the world building here has a 3-step program. Number one, things that you see instantly, so something like the dim light in the tavern, that's obvious. Then the second tier, the poking around phase. This is where you get to know the place a little better. And then lastly, what the DM Smith calls locked. Things where you actually have to be invested into the place to realize. Lovely, now we know the locks and keys, we know the 3 layers of visibility of a place. Let's get our story going. This is basically the make or break. Does this method actually work? Now the DM Smith is a friend of mine, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but be sure to try his method out in your games, because I find it quite genius. Right, now let's finally get into our story. For the one I'm going here, it's more like a uncovering of a big plot to overthrow the city or something. So, we've got our map. Welcome to Fayvale, the city of whispering stones. Just to let you know, usually I make my campaigns in Milanote. I think it's really cool for organizing story blocks and making it cohesive, so I can use it during the campaign, so I'll do that right here too. I'm not sponsored, by the way, for anything. The only sponsor I have is my free will. But now, let me introduce Fayvale, a bustling trade hub built upon ancient ruins. Fayvale thrives on commerce, but whispers in the alleys speak of an enigmatic force controlling the city from the shadows. This is probably what I would tell the players. It's the rumors they heard from other people in the city, and the things their characters would probably know. Now the things they don't know, which is our note as the DM on the side, the hidden narrative. At the heart of Fayvale lies the shadow-bound Concord, a secretive cabal of shadow sorcerers and corrupt merchants. Their goal? Awaken a powerful ancient entity known as the Black Dragon, slumbering in the ruins beneath the city. The cabal operates under the disguise of legitimate guilds, but they orchestrate illegal activities to fund their dark rituals. Alright, from this standpoint we can do a lot. It's more this dark fantasy kind of style, but you can do basically anything you want. So from here on out is where we begin to incorporate the locks and keys. I storyboarded the kind of linear mission path that they can do to go to this final showdown that I've got at the end, but from the beginning they've got 2 surface clues that just loom in the city that give them an entire mission which leads them to a lock and a key. We have the contraband mystery and the disappearing laborers. Each of these little missions you can make as one entire game session, but you can also just cram them a little up and fit them into one game session. To help me remember what is where, I mark the place names in the text so I can get a quick sense of what is in which location. And yes, I hear you commenters already typing. I have left out the what is instantly seen in the location, but I'll tell you why, because that is what I'll probably make up while I'm making the campaign, while I'm playing it with my players, so this is just the story part. Okay, for our surface clue on the contraband mystery, a shipment of luxury goods is stolen from the docks and a local merchant hires the players to recover it. Then we've got the hidden truth. The goods are magical artifacts linked to the Black Dragon's awakening. The merchant is a Cabal agent. This tells the players a lot about the story already, but now we get into the locks and keys. Our first key, there's a journal found among the stolen goods. Our lock, it contains cryptic entries referring to the Black Spiral, a location in Feyveld's ruins. The next mission is the disappearing laborers. The surface clue here being that the workers in Feyveld's market district are vanishing, and their families suspect foul play. The hidden truth, the workers are being sacrificed at the Cabal rituals beneath the city. Now, our next key, investigating the market leads the players to a foreman who secretly supplies laborers to the Cabal. The lock here being, his ledgers mention a hidden entrance in an unsuspecting market stall. The next mission could be something like the Gilded Assembly. The surface clue, a prominent Feyveld festival hosted by the Gilded Assembly. The city's merchant council offers an opportunity to rub shoulders with the elite. The hidden truth here, the festival is a cover for a secret meeting of the Cabal, where they plan their final steps of the ritual. Now here they can find 2 keys. Number 1, infiltrating the assembly leads the players to overhear some plans. The lock, they discover a map leading to the Cabal's hidden lair. With the second key, the players figure out that the final piece to the Black Dragon's awakening is sold at a local auction. Now it gets really interesting. The players learn of this black market auction and they receive the key for that. The next key they get at this market is that winning or stealing the keystone allows the players to disrupt the Cabal's plans, or even bargain with them. Now with everything leading up to this final showdown, the players armed with the knowledge and keys they've gathered, they must confront the Cabal in the ruins beneath Feyveld. They face a harrowing choice: destroy the Dragonheart keystone and collapse the ruins, risking their own lives, bargaining with the Black Dragon to gain unimaginable power at the cost of Feyveld, or fight the Black Dragon, knowing its defeat could destabilize the city built atop its slumbering form. This seems like an extremely fun setting to have your D&D campaign set in, and well, all of this wouldn't be able to work without the locks and keys. In the comments below, let me know how you like the locks and keys, and be sure to check out the DM Smith's video on my favor system, and I'll see you guys next time.